I'm going to walk you through a journal, an art journal entry today. I fell upon a quote by Alicia Lockhart, which I really liked. And I'm going to start by putting that down right on my journal. I have set out the colors that I want to use. I'm going to use sap green. I'm going to use L'Aqua Quinacridone, which is Quinacridone Lake in Mayberry Blue, but they have it in other brands as well. We have the Winsor Newton Purple Lake, and I have them set out. I usually put all my greens into one little flower tray so that I can mess around with it as I go through, because I find the more colors you put out, the tendency to use more colors will occur. Like if you don't have it readily available, you're not gonna use them. So to vary my moods and to see where my painting goes, I put out a few things. I have 2 clean waters, and I have my brush. I have these little towelettes that I've had, somebody at a craft fair made these for me, so I was quite pleased. Well, not for me, but they were made for some. I think they're makeup removers. I have a spare tray that I can, these are just sushi dishes or something. I'm not sure what they're for, but I go to the secondhand store and pick up white dishes when I feel the mood, and I have different sizes. So I like having various sizes. I like to always have a clean place to mix, though I don't always need it because I'm one of those people. I can mix and make a color and it's okay. I'm not that fussy about how it comes out. So in terms of color, I'll find the color, work until I find the color. So all my colors are out and easy to use. So I want to start out with this quote. Life became a lot simpler when I decided just to let some people misunderstand me. Well, that makes sense. I find myself a lot of times trying to make sure I'm understood, and to be honest with you, I don't know that I am. Life became a lot simpler when I decided just to let some people misunderstand me. I am writing it a little off-centered because I want to paint around it, and I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do it, but it'll come out. So I'm going to let that dry. Hopefully this is fade proof and waterproof. Important to note when you're buying a pen that you want to use with your watercolor. Waterproof, Uniball Vision Fine. This is by Uniball. It's a Uniball Vision Fine waterproof, fade proof. Waterproof's important because we're about to slap on some water here. So I am here with a 10. I feel she's a little big for what I want to do today. I'm going to take, I'm reaching for 10s, guys. We don't need 10s. We want some other ones. Let's see, what have I got here? This will work. This will work. No, that won't work. That definitely won't work. Okay, so I've got here a 5 and I've got a 7. I feel like the 7 might be the answer to my prayers. I want to work on the leaves. I'm going to take some sap green and I'm going to mix it into my well here. I'm just going to grab some water. I want to make a nice mixture. And there she goes. So we're mixing up our mixture now. And that gives me a nice creamy start. I'm not really too concerned. It is my art journal, so I'm not necessarily concerned about how this is going to go. I am going to do, oh, there's my dog. Well, lucky us, here he is. I just want to have leaves right now. And he's very serious about the toy that he's got. Ozzy, Mommy's doing filming. You can't do that. Apparently, yes, I can, Mom. And I find this brush has a few hairs on it that I don't love. Doesn't have a clean edge. I'm going to try this one. This edge, sometimes the brushes do get tired, and there they are. So this might be a little bit easier for me. I'm looking for a cleaner edge. And I'm not all that concerned with how I love when it puddles, when the watercolor puddles and makes different shapes and comes out differently where it pools. So there it is, it's pooling. There we have it. So it's coming out quite nice. I'm just doing a point, I'm just putting toe, belly, toe. So toe, belly, toe. And I'm going to just touch up in there. I do like some of the negative space to stay. So this is just a journal entry. It's not complicated. It's toe, belly, toe, and that's it. So we're having some leaves. I just like doing leaves. I find it very therapeutic. So I can do a little edge. I can have leaves with stems, leaves without stems. I got a little bit too dry there. You have to go back and get more paint, guys. It's not a pen. It actually needs you to participate. So here comes my belly, toe, belly. And I'm going to do a little bit of that. All right, so let's switch out. I like to have a second brush if possible. If possible, I like to have one with, I'm going to be using Purple Lake here for my flowers. I'm going to make another puddle right there. And similarly, I'm going to have some petals. The first order of business is never to force your body to be in the position of the paper, which is exactly what I was doing. And it makes it very difficult. It makes it awkward and your strokes don't come out the same way. It's not as comfortable. You need to be comfortable. Do not allow the paper to dictate how you're painting. You have to control the situation. So I'm doing some beautiful petals and some flowers here that are just coming out of my head. There's no real mystery here. It's just me doing, it's almost the same stroke as I did with the leaves. I'm just going to do some beautiful petals. So I do a daily practice if I can. Realistically, I don't get to it every day, but I do try because it's very soothing to do this. It doesn't have to be, see, I'm not making this into a very detailed painting. I'm just taking care to just enjoy myself, not put too much pressure. I love when things are half on the page and half off. So let's do a little bit of that. Again, a very, very, very relaxed way of carrying on. I just want to enjoy my morning. I don't want to think too hard, so I'm using one stroke, nothing complicated. Finishing it off when I feel the need. And they're going at all angles. They're coming from all over. And the quote I find very, very moving because it's much simpler when you're not trying to convince people of your opinion. It's much simpler when you just let people do what they want to do. Mel Robbins says, let them. And I believe that. Let them. The sooner, when I started saying let them in my head, and I don't have to try and make myself understood, I get so much more relaxed. Like if I just sit in silence as opposed to trying to convince you of my thoughts or my angle or my opinion. Who cares? Like, who cares? Doesn't matter. Let people, it's almost like it's instead of saying let them, they could also say who cares? Let people do what they want to do. And we're a lot happier as people. I like that one. That one came out nice. So it's So guys, it's belly, toe, belly, toe, belly, toe, belly, toe. So this is considered the toe, the belly, and then it goes back out to the toe. So that's how those are the words in my classes. I say point, press. So it's point, press, release. So that's how we do it in when I'm teaching it. But the official terminology is toe, belly, toe. So there you have it. Some beautiful. I guess I'm dreaming of spring. And some spring flowers. Oh, I love spring. I'm going to go back to my green because I really like it when the green bleeds in to my, if I'm lucky enough, it will be wet enough for it to take on a stem. Those aren't really wet enough. I was hoping they would bleed out into each other. This one might. This one's wet. This one might do what I want. Yeah, she took some. It bleeds out. I like it when it bleeds into the other color. It's just a journal practice. You don't have to show this to anybody. You don't have to love it. You just have to put brush to paper. That's it. It shouldn't be more complicated than that for this kind of a practice. It's supposed to relax you. It's supposed to be very calming, which it is. For me anyway, I find it very calming. I just play with my brushes. I see what brushes can do what. I check out my paint colors. It's a great place to put your swatches for your various palettes if you have other palettes. I'm using a round brush. I don't know if I mentioned round. I know I mentioned the size, but all my brushes today are round. And I'm going to add a little bit deeper. I want to see what happens if I do this. Yeah, there's some bleeding going on. I like that. I find when there's more than one tonality, the picture has more dimension, which is logical. So if you have some light, some dark, it gives it some interest. And don't always get rid of your under. Makes it very pretty. I feel like we need something right here. See, now I'm just going to add some dark. Just let it go where it's going. It may be pretty, it may not, but again, this is just a journal practice. It's meant to relax, meant to just give you some time with your brushes. And the more time you spend with your brushes, the more comfortable you become. I feel like that might be done. We could splatter, but I think we're going to leave it. I think we're going to leave it today. I don't know if splatter is appropriate in this painting. So this is a journal entry. It's just meant to relax you and give you a chance to explore a little bit, play with your paints. So there it is. That's it. Life became a lot simpler when I decided just to let some people misunderstand me. Thank you, Alicia. Good job. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube and all your places where you enjoy your platforms. artmadesimple.ca.